I know for a fact I ran into this problem, but how many times have you tried putting something on the channel rack while the piano roll is open and then, oops, because now I have this in my piano roll, which I don't want to, and I can't get rid of it. Yes, you can. How you do it is y'all already know, y'all see me, it's that boy Z. Hey, on YouTube, guys, I'm tired. Bro, I just took my last final. I just cleaned the kitchen like 5 minutes ago and the bathroom. Bro, I'm tired, bro. Not to mention I have to finish packing later in the day. That night, I have to finish packing it. But, and the only reason why I'm even doing this right now, because I actually recorded this video a week earlier, but my OBS wanted to be a fucking dick and not record the audio. So now I have to do not 1, not 2, not 3, but 4 videos.
Damn! Oh my god! Oh jeez! Oh my god!
I have to redo 4 videos because the audio did not capture. And to be honest with you, I'm thinking about even just scrapping those 2 videos, 2 of the videos to get all together. So yeah, that's where I'm at right now. So if I don't really see energetic, which I don't really think I'm energetic in the first place, but if I don't really see too energetic, that's the reason why. But as y'all see in the title, this is a shortcuts video. I really don't plan to keep this thing that long. So let's go ahead and get started. Alright, I guess first things first, I'm just do the overall stuff that basically everyone should know, but if you're a beginner, this is like, probably you don't know. So, if you want to duplicate this pattern right here, you press Ctrl, left click, and then drag over, or you can do Ctrl A to highlight everything. So whatever way you want to do it, Control, click, drag over, and then you can press Ctrl C to copy and Ctrl V to paste, and then you just move it out the way like so. If you want to undo that, oh, by the way, all the shortcuts are on Windows, not Mac. Mac, I'm pretty sure it's just Command. You press Control with Command. I'm not really too sure about it, but this is for Windows, by the way. But if you want to undo something, you press Ctrl Alt Z, and then if you want to redo something, you press Ctrl Z. Ctrl Alt Z is to undo, Ctrl Z is to redo. All right. So I'm gonna Ctrl Alt Z. A better way to do that, a better way to do what I just did rather than the Control copy and paste is just you highlight everything you want to duplicate and you just press Ctrl B, and then Ctrl B will align it right next to what you just duplicated. So this will always be right here. It's always gonna be right next to it. It's gonna align always right next to it. If you have multiple patterns, instead of clicking everything in one by one onto the playlist, what you can do rather than that is select the top one and then hold down shift and then left click on the bottom one, and now you highlight everything, all the patterns all together, and then you just drag it over. But say if you just didn't want like pattern 2 but you want pattern 1 and 3, what you would do instead is that you would click Control and then drag it over, and now you have both of those over. So select is like everything that's within the range, and then Control is how you select stuff individually. This could be pretty useful depending on how you use it, but if you take your mouse, and this is the scroll wheel, right? if you click on the scroll wheel, you see how my mouse turned into a hand? And then you can just, while you keep pressing on the scroll wheel, you just can just drag whatever on the playlist or on the piano roll or whatever. Now I should have said this beforehand. With shortcuts and stuff like that, it definitely depends on your computer and it depends on your mouse. Because some mouses might not let you like click on the scroll wheel, and then some of your keyboard might be missing some keys. Like for me, I am missing an insert. So like, I'm missing insert. But there is shortcuts on FL where insert can be useful. So like, say if I have a little pattern, right? And I want to put some space in between 7 and then 8. Then I would have, I think it's like Ctrl Alt Insert or something like that. And then it will create that space. But since I don't have insert, I can't do that, so I just do it normal way. But one thing I do have is that I have delete button. So if I highlight a certain section and if I just press delete, there's like a whole bunch of space open. If you want to close that space, all you have to do is press Alt Delete. No! I'm wrong. Ctrl Delete. And then that will get rid of the that will close the space off. Alright, to cycle through different windows, which is like your mixer, your browser, your playlist and whatnot, you just press tab. So tab, 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 tab. And just keep going. Another shortcut that I can't use because my computer doesn't have it is if you have like a whole bunch of plugins open, if you press F12, it closes all the windows. But my F12 is also connected to my airplane mode, so I can't really use it. So say if I have a lot of these patterns, right? And I just want to get rid, I want to keep this section, but I want to get rid of the other sections. How you can do that is you can press Shift I, and that will select everything that you didn't select. So now, if I delete that, all I have is this right here. Say if I wanted to mute it as a group, right? So there's a couple ways you can go about it. Like for one, you could definitely come up here to this mute tool, or you could right click or double right click on the mouse and then mute whatever you want to mute that way. Or what you could do is you can come over here to the track and then just mute it that way. But if I do it that way, I can't unmute it unless I press this button. But now, since I tried to mute it before, now everything's muted. A better way to do it, if I just wanted to mute this, I just press, if I want to mute this, if I just press Alt M, and then that will mute that little section. That will mute the group that I selected. But if I want to unmute it, I do Shift Alt M, or Alt Shift M. This one is pretty interesting. I'm not entirely sure how this is done. So like say if I have this like scattered all over the map or something. Or say if I have an instrument and I make the beat with the instrument, I arrange the instrument, I put like the pattern in different places, then I decide suddenly that I just don't want that instrument anymore. But so instead of like clicking the pattern or trying to find the patterns individually, all you have to do is click the pattern that you have the instrument. For me, pattern 1. Click the pattern, press Ctrl Shift C, my bad. Press Shift C and then it will highlight all the pattern that I clicked on. So now I can just boom, done. Okay, so if you don't have this typing keyboard selected, if you push it on, you can play notes with the keyboard. I'm gonna go ahead and plug in. You can play notes with the keyboard if you don't have the MIDI. But if you don't have that selected, then a way to use these smart tools is really how, like, you see these little, you see how there's a P in the left hand corner where it says draw. Those are shortcuts. So if I press P, there's pencil, and then B is paintbrush, D is delete, T is mute, S is the sliding thingy, C is the cut tool, E is the select tool, Z is the zoom tool, and then I think it's Y for the playback tool. If you don't know what these does, the draw tool pretty much allows you to select stuff and let you move stuff. The paintbrush tool pretty much like rolls it. It's like a paintbrush, like you slide. Yeah. The delete tool is pretty self-explanatory. You just come and delete stuff. Same with the mute. The slip tool, I'm not gonna lie, I have no idea. Oh, it slides the MIDI. And then, if I'm not mistaken, it also slides audio file too. I'm gonna take my tag and just test it out real quick. So if I wanted to slide this, yeah, I can slide it. Okay. The cut tool is also pretty explanatory. If I have something and I want to like cut it, I just drag and cut. Another thing with the cut tool, with this, it can be imprecise unless you like hold shift. So if I hold shift and then press left click, then it's more a precise cut. And then it's the same if I right click. With a right click, if you don't hold shift, which means shift or no shift is the same thing. If you right click where you have the cut tool, it will get rid of either the lowest thing, or if you split it equally, it will get rid of the thing that's to the right. So as of right now, if I were to cut it right here, what's on the left of that cut is going to disappear. But if I cut it maybe right here, then what's on the right is going to be cut. Okay, now I was wrong. But okay, let's do something that's more even. I'm gonna press the time, I'm going to press the time stretch. That's this up here, or if you want to do a shortcut, which is Shift M, you can do that. See how it's highlighted now? Now I can do this and stretch it to it. So I'm gonna stretch it to 4 bars, and then I'm gonna cut it right down the middle, and now the whole right side is gone. Okay, now, so if you want to consolidate this, which means like bringing everything together, there are 2 ways to go about it. So for one, you can highlight everything, and then you can press G. But the thing with that is that will merge all the clips together, right? Now with Ctrl G, you can't mix stuff. I'm sorry. I have a friend. I'm not gonna say it. I might get canceled. So, but just know that actually, I'm gonna say it because I'm not getting monetized anyway. Think of Ctrl G as like separate but equal.
What did he say?
You're not supposed to say that, but think about it like that, because the patterns will merge with the patterns. But if you have like an audio clip, it won't merge with the audio clip. You see, the paint different clip types, you cannot merge. They're gonna keep everything separate. You can merge audio clips with audio clips though. You can merge audio clips with audio clips. And then you can merge automations with automations, but you can't intermingle with each other. But with the other consolidate, it ties everything together. So so the one that ties everything together is Ctrl Alt C, and then it will bring up the consolidate menu, and then you just press start, and then now you have that. Ctrl G is separate but equal, and then Ctrl Alt C is it combines everything. But if you want to move something that's more precise, you can scroll all the way in, highlight what you want to highlight, or you don't have to highlight it. You just pick on the pencil tool, and then you can just slide it like that. Now, if you don't want to scroll all the way in, how you would do that is you would hold Alt click, and then it's more precise movement. Okay, so if you're in a piano roll, you probably know that if you left click on anywhere on the piano roll that it draws a note. But I bet you didn't know that if you hold Shift and draw a note, that you can choose how long the tail is off rip instead of having to click and then drag it over. But if you just hit click off, if you just hit Shift off rip, then it just does that already. You can just log it in there already. If you want to duplicate a note, there's a couple ways to do it with this. Like I said, you can do it either way. Select it, Ctrl C, Ctrl V. Select it, Ctrl B. So I like to do it. Or if you want, or you can press Shift, hold down Shift, and then click on the note and then drag it over. That's how you duplicate notes. I know for a fact that y'all have ran into this problem.
Who?
I know for a fact I ran into this problem, bro. How many times have you tried putting something on this piano rack while the piano roll is open, and then oops, because now I have this in my piano roll, which I don't want to, and I can't get rid of it. Yes, you can. How you do it is Alt N. All right. I'm pretty sure that deserves a like button. I'm just saying. You're not getting this information anywhere else. I think that deserves a like button. Listen. Hang on. Actually, pause the video. If there is a shortcut that you learned from this video, you have to like this video. You have to like the video, because it's like, not only for me, but for yourself. Because it's like, imagine you're in like your FL Studio and you're trying to think of the shortcut, and it's like, man, I cannot remember the shortcut. And then now you can't remember like where my video was. If you just had this video in your like section, in your like videos, and just scroll down to my videos, to FL Studio shortcuts by that boy Zeke, then it's like, oh, okay. And then rewatch the video, it's like, oh, that was a shortcut. Okay, let me apply it to, let me apply it to what I was working on. See, like, it's a benefit for both of us, because like, you get the like button, you press the like button, you have this video stored in your likes, and for to recall from later. I obviously benefit from it, because the more like videos push my video out, like helps other people learn just like you're learning. But I mean, I digress. If I go to piano roll and I press Alt O, now I have an LFO. I'm gonna do that with a sound. If I want to chop this, instead of come to the cut tool and doing it manually, what I can do is I can just select the note that I want to chop, and then press Alt U, and then that will chop it up for me. Really helpful. Another little tip is strumming. So if I have like a chord, say if I want to strum it, instead of moving them like manually, all I have to do is highlight the notes that I want to strum, press Alt S, and then that's strummatize too. And then I can mess up the time. And then even with that, let's go to the little velocity. So I want to strum it, but I want it to just like feel a little more natural. I feel like this, like all those little velocities right here are all the same. So it's one thing I just learned, instead of just coming down here and then just left clicking and dragging them up and being precise, what you can do instead is you can right click. So now it's more so now I have it's a little bit more natural. And then if you want to bring all the velocity back to the same velocity, all you have to do is press Shift and hover over it. Another thing would be the randomizer. You press Alt R, and then it just randomizes the velocities. This is for literally the drill users, but I mean, anyone can use this. The slide note, instead of coming up here, actually pressing the slide note, all you have to do is press S. So, boom, S again, and that's pretty much what it is. So if I have a couple of notes that are like off the grid, I can press Ctrl Q, and then it will align everything to the nearest marker or nearest line. Now that can definitely vary between if you have, like, say you come over here to snap the grid and you have it in like the 1/6 beat, and I just like shift everything over, and then I do it again. It's going to be different because the lines are a lot smaller. But what you can do is if you press Alt Q, then that brings up the quantizer settings. So now you have a little bit more control of like where you want the note to start up and when you want it to end. Just some basic stuff. If I want to move notes over, then I press Shift and then I put the arrow keys. So I'm pressing Shift left, Shift right makes it go right, Shift up makes it go up, Shift down makes it go down. And then if you want to push it up an octave, you press Control and Control up, down. And that's how you can go up octave up or down. One of my favorite things to do is to flip everything. So if you press Alt Y, this is the score flipper. You can either flip it horizontally, you can flip it vertically, or you can do both. Personally, I like to just flip it horizontally. Say if you have these long notes, but you just want to bring everything down to like a similar size. First of all, I'm gonna Control Q it, Control Q it, and then now I'm going to press Shift D, and that brings everything within I think it's a beats measure, or it brings everything to a quarter. And then if you want to elongate the notes, you have to click Control L, and that will connect everything. Something that's pretty fun is the arpeggiator, Alt A. You can mess with the range. Mess with the patterns, you can get alternated. So yeah, like this go crazy with that. This is like the most thing I can think you want to do with it. So I'm gonna bring in like an 808. I'm gonna make a quick little pattern. Alright, so now I have a little 808 pattern, and then I'm gonna bring in a kick, right? Doesn't matter what kick, just for show, Alright, so I want to put every single kick on like a hit of the 808. So what I would normally do is I would come in, go to the piano roll, and then see where the 808 is, and then like put it on. And then I have to actually manually click it in. But a shorter and faster way to do that is if you come here, press the 808, copy, come over here, paste, and then what you want to press is Alt K. Now, the first time you do this, I think it's Control that you have to push on the but you select the note that you want to press Control for the first time. Then after the first time, you don't have to do it no more. Press accept, and then now everything is to one note. I've been looking for that shortcut for years, bro. All right, going back into the playlist, Ctrl T is how you mark something. So now, if you want to be organized, come up here, press Ctrl T, and then rename it like intro. And then you do the same if you want to do right here, Ctrl T, and then do the same thing. All right, say if I want to just move the sounds around, all I have to do is, there's two ways I can do it. The first way is you could hold Shift, and then you could just scroll on your mouse. So now, boom. I think the problem with that is that I don't think I can do it with two people. Yeah, I can't do that with two. With this one, if you do Alt and then press the arrow keys, you can do that with multiple. So So I highlighted multiple, I can just put it down multiple, which is the thing I prefer. A quick way to delete things, like I don't want this sampler. Instead of having to right click on it and then press delete, all I have to do is press Alt Delete and then that will delete it. And then that will delete it. This also, Alt Delete also works if you have multiple things selected. So if you have multiple things you want to get rid of, then select everything you want to delete, press Alt Delete, and then it'll delete it like that. And then I'm guessing this is something that now everyone knows, but if you highlight everything, right, and then you press Ctrl L, it will assign tracks to the mixer. And this is a good gateway to go to the mixer. Alright, so it's kind of the same for the mixer. If you hold shift and then scroll, also from the scroll you can move stuff to left or right, and then I think for this it's Alt and use arrow keys. Yep, use Alt arrow keys, you can move multiple. It's the same thing. To select multiple things on the channel rack or the mixer, you hold Control and then select what you want. If you want to do it individually, it'll be Shift. It'll be Control and Shift. Control and Shift is how you select individually, but Control is how you select across like an array of things. But if you want to do it individually, then it's Control Shift. If you want to route multiple things to something, you would highlight the things that you want to route, and then while holding Control, you would press this button down here, and then now everything that I selected is now in the routed to one channel or routed to one track. So if you just want to hear everything that's related to the thing that you routed to, all you have to do is go to the routed channel and then press Alt and then click on the mute button. Now everything else is muted, and all the things that are routed to everything that's routed to the routed channel is now solo. If I want an effect on something, like say if I want it, which I don't want, but let's say if I want a reverb on the kick, and then I do all these crazy settings and stuff. Now say if I want, let's say the settings on the keys, right? And say, what I would normally do is that I would just have to redo everything all over again on this one. But instead of having to do that, what you can do is come to this little arrow, see where it says save preset as, do save preset as, and then drag it over to the track that you want the effect on. And then now it has the same exact settings. And now you don't have to redo everything over. To record something on a track, what you would do is you would press this arm, just recording, and then you would press Alt R, pattern or full song, it doesn't really matter. You come over here to the audio clips, and then boom, now you have a whole audio clip from that. What's called. All right, the only shortcut that I have from the browser, and this definitely varies on what mouse you have, is doing the same thing, like middle clicking on the mouse. So if I middle click on the mouse, it will replace the sound that I highlighted, and then if I press shift down or shift up, it also replaces that sound. Okay, so another thing that I like to do, going back to the arrow, is like bringing up the velocity at the same time. So I think most of y'all mess with the velocity. All y'all do is like kick and drag. But if you want, say if you have that, but you want it to be a little louder. So instead of bringing everything up individually, what you do is you press Ctrl A, and then what I do is going back to clicking on the scroll wheel. It's just click on the scroll wheel and then just move everything up, or move everything up or down. That's how I do it. Now, some people are not able to do that. So if you're one of those people, what you can do is you can press Alt X, and then that will bring up the level scaling, and you can just do it that way. Or if you want to take the long way, you come over here, panel roll options, come over here to the wrench tool, come to scale levels, and then boom, same thing. All right, so I have two automations. I have one for a volume, and then I have one for this little knob right here. So if I just like randomly did like did an automation, right? Now, say if I want that same thing, but I want everything to come down. What I would do, I would come here, come to articulator tools, go to scale levels, and then just bring everything down. It's the same thing as it was in the piano roll. Okay, so say if I want this automation to be the same as this automation. So instead of clicking and guessing where automation is, what I can do is I can come to this automation, left click on this little symbol right here, articulator tools, copy state, come down here to this one, articulator tools, and then paste state. And then that's how you copy and paste automation. And then the last thing that I have for you was like parameters and stuff. So like stuff like panning and stuff. If I had this pan over to the left, if I wanted to go back to normal instead of always dragging it, all I have to do is press Alt and click, and that'll move it. So guys, this is all the shortcuts that I have for you guys today. I definitely plan on having more for another video. Like I said, if you guys learned something new, if you guys learned a new shortcut in the F12 today, leave a like button and then tell me what shortcuts you learned in the comment section. I really just am interested to see what you guys learned from this video. So yeah, but guys, I know I'm kind of a mess today, but there's so much going on right now. I still gotta finish packing after this video. After the next video, actually, I'm doing Tuesday because I have to do. I lost 4 videos, bro. That's so frustrating. But regardless, I'm gonna keep pushing, always. So thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see y'all in the next video.